this is very nostalgic show for me because I have a lot of people I start doing comedy with. And this guy right here is one of the OG of comedy here in San Diego, especially from Latino community. So please give it up for my brother, Big Frog.
How you guys doing? I'm doing pretty good, but I was almost doing shitty. Because earlier today I rolled up on a cop at a four-way stop. So it was me, a youngster in an Impala, and then the cop. So I was like, oh man, where's a black dude when you need one? Because I knew he was going to pull one of us over, right? It was like I was on a game show and the game show was called. And the game show was called Pick an Essay. It's like, Officer Nelson, in front of you are two cars. One of them contains a convicted felon in possession of a loaded firearm, and the other driver has done nothing wrong other than being Latino. Officer Nelson, are you ready to pick an essay? He said, well, Gene, that fat one, he looks a little old to be gangbanging. I don't think it's him. I'm going to go with the kid in the Impala. Wah, wah, wah. Officer Nelson, you have pulled over the innocent driver and let the real criminal go free. You have not passed going that lecture college, you have failed. And pick an essay. So basically the cops fucked up, and that's why I'm here today. The cops always hated me, which is crazy, because I love donuts. You didn't think I got these big old titties at Walmart, did you? But I don't like no fancy donuts, like no Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' or no shit like that. I like the ghetto-ass donut place. Like the place that I go to, I'm not really sure what it's called because some of the lights in the side are out. But I'm pretty sure it's called These Nuts. So I go in there, right? And the lady that works there is an Asian lady and she's real mean. So as soon as I walk in, she always sees me. She's like, 1002? 1002? I'm like, dozen, man, I just wanted some donut holes. She said, donut hole, you always donut hole. And I'm thinking, nah, bitch, you're the donut hole. And these nuts. So like Leo told you I am Big Frog, aka Frog Nasty, aka Frogalicious, aka the motherfucking gangster of love, and the best dancer at St. Bernadette's. I am Big Frog. People always ask me, how'd you get the name Big Frog, how'd you get it? And the answer is pretty simple, really, is that you don't actually get to pick your name when you get jumped into the game. That shit is just bestowed upon you. So I thought I was gonna be like, something cool like Stalker or Hitman. Something tough. That fool just looked at me and said, man, you look like a fucking frog. And then they beat my ass. So that's how I got the frog part. As far as the big part, that's mostly pan dulce and them donuts from these nuts. But I've been doing this shit for a while, but I took a long ass break because COVID fucked me up. You know, like when COVID happened, all the comedy stores, all the comedy clubs shut down and everybody stayed home. And then COVID ended and all the comedy clubs opened up, but I still stayed home. I'm a lazy fucker, man. I can't fucking say otherwise. But, so basically, this is only like my second time getting back up since COVID. And the first time, I gotta tell you, it felt kind of like my comedy cherry grew back. I had to pop it again. So it kind of hurt a little bit at first. And then it started feeling kind of good. But now this is the second time, so it already feels a whole lot better. But like I said, COVID fucked me up. But if any good things came from it, is that we learned some things, you know? I know I learned some things. First of all, I learned that I'm pretty good at avoiding viruses.
Same here.
Because I avoided AIDS in the 90s. And I was fucking in the 90s. Tweaker bitches and everything. But I kind of felt like AIDS wasn't around me that much. And plus I felt like I was too fast for AIDS. You know, I was kind of like, just like Deion Sanders, down the sideline, couldn't catch me. But then I also avoided herpes, which was harder because that shit was around. So I couldn't just Deion Sanders past that. It had to be more like Barry Sanders. Juke it. You see them lips, bitch? See them lips? Boom, gotcha. Now I avoided this one so far. I got the vaccine. I got mine in National City over there on Plaza and Harbison. Came in a balloon. No side effects, really. I just nodded out a few times. No big deal. I also found during COVID that my neighbor across the street cuts hair. Sort of. My shit was rugged at the time, so I seen him across the street cutting his kid's hair. And I was like, I gave him the universal like, what's up, Holmes? And he gave me the fucking diamond wave. So I went over there, right? But dude kept it real with me. He said, I don't do this too good, dog. He said, you can get a number 1, you can get a number 2, or you get a fucked up fade. I got the number 1. And so we did that shit for a while, you know, fucking cutting the hair, shooting shit, you know, kicking it. But then, you know, COVID ended, and then I got back with my real barber. So I was coming home one day, and I seen the neighbor looking at me. And I was like, oh man, awkward. So I went over there, right? I was like, hey, dog, it was good while it lasted, homie. But I'm back with my real barber. I said, yeah? Who is he? I said, you don't know him. Big Pep Country Club Barbershop. He just got real quiet. I said, aren't you gonna say something? He said, just walk away, dog. Just walk away. So I walked away talking about reunited and it feels so good. Yeah. Another thing that I realized during this time is I don't really trust Uber drivers. Because the last time I was gonna go get in one, the car pulled up and the car looked familiar and then the dude looked familiar. And I was like, hey man, is that Richie? And it was my good friend, fellow comedian Richie Estrada. So I looked at my girl and I said, man, they let anybody do this shit. Because if they let comedians do it, they let anybody do it. Motherfuckers stay high all the time. So, see, back in the days we had taxis. I would get in a taxi, pass the fuck out, wake me up when I get home. It's no problem, these dudes are professionals, right? But I got in the car with this Uber driver one time. We're on the freeway, and there was a big old gas truck and a big old truck that's hauling logs. And this Uber driver just got right in between them and stayed there. And I was like, dude, excuse me, sir? Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Move, motherfucker. You never saw Final Destination? Trying to kill me in this motherfucker. I don't trust him. Another funny thing about Uber is that I've been in a million Ubers, but I don't actually have the app on my phone. So there's probably a lot of people think I'm getting the next one, but I ain't. All right, last one. I'm gonna leave you with this one because this one's the hardest. One thing that I realized over that time is that I needed to quit watching porn. Because too much free time and too much free porn is a bad mix. Don't get me wrong. If you're a single dude, go ahead and beat the shit out of yourself. Who cares? Live it up. But if you got a girl at home, you gotta leave that shit alone because it just fucks with your expectations. Because none of that shit is gonna happen in your real life. She wants a quickie before sleep, but you've been watching Anal Psycho Circus 10. You're just not on the same wavelength. And the thing that you don't realize is that the girl in that video, she's getting paid for that shit. She's not doing it because she likes it. And she has time to prepare for that shit. A couple of drinks, take the edge off, maybe a couple bumps, you know, get the mood, get the pizzle. A couple of Vicodins so her butthole doesn't hurt. And then it's game time. But your girl ain't about that life. She just wants to fuck regular. So I had to give that shit up and come to find that shit, if your mind isn't full of all kinds of crazy shit, regular sex is pretty exciting again. So that's cool. But now that I've quit watching porn, I think I'll always remember the last one that I watched. It was called 3 Chicks, 1 Dick, but at the beginning of the scene, there was no dick. There was just 3 girls, and 2 of them had strap-ons, and one of them was going to get it. And so that's how it started. They're going off on this chick crazy. And he's like, but then out of nowhere, here comes this dude walking in the room, little skinny Mexican dude with a big dick. I look closer at the screen, I'm like, hey man, is that Richie? Man, they let anybody do this shit.